So let's recap the Cowboys vs. Texans. So first off, I want us to put it into the fact of Dan Quinn and Carlos Watkins, the Cowboys defensive tackle, were not at the game. Carlos Watkins and Dan Quinn both felt a little sick, so the Cowboys sent them home. That's what they did. They just sent them home. They sent them both home, and so Dan Quinn was not at the game, and Carlos Watkins was not either. So let's do it the good. The good was, we're going to talk about a few good players and a few bad players that did not perform very well. The first good player was Noah Brown. Noah Brown played very well. And I like Noah Brown. I think now in the Mike McCarthy system, this guy fits so well. He just does. And he showed last year when Cedric Wilson lost his spot to Noah Brown and Noah Brown was taking over that spot. He played very well. He did. I saw the things that was from Ohio State. I saw those things. I didn't see that before. Not because Noah Brown couldn't showcase it, but because of the fact of the role he was having to play. Before that point, he in his whole career never ran really any routes. He ran one route that I saw, and it was against the New Orleans Saints back in 2018. That was the last one I saw. So it was shocking. But he played very well. He made a nice catch on the sideline. It was a good throw by Koopa Rush, who we'll get to in a minute. But Noah Brown made a great catch. I was very pleased by Noah Brown and his performance. Second on the list was Koopa Rush. Koopa Rush showcased that, yes, there can be an argument that I can compete against Garrett Gilbert, who we'll also talk about in a few minutes from now. Koopa Rush showcased that he threw 2 touchdowns, one to Tony Pollard, and then he performed very well. He threw another one to Cedric Wilson, but he performed very well. He didn't turn the ball over, which was great. Great job on his part. But it showed that Koopa Rush could be in consideration for quarterback 2. The third on this list is Rico Dao. Rico Dao is, right now, the third running back for the Cowboys. He looked great this game. He did. He looked really good. He played really well. He showcased that he's ahead over Knox and Hardy. He's shown that. He's very good at it. He shows that he has the burst. He shows that he's a great third down guy. A great third running back guy. I would want him to do a lot more kick returns because I think he could do it. But I think he's definitely the third guy. It's not really even close. I'm going to put another guy on this list, Nick Walston. Nick Walston played very well, in my opinion. Suggesting that this was really his first time actually doing all the fullback duties, he played fairly well. I think there's still a lot to go off of. I don't know if he makes this roster, but I know he will be. If he does, there will be a good situation the Cowboys will have in the following year between him and Shewo Alanalua. And last, one of the last two would be Brian Anger. Actually, there's a few, but Brian Anger played very well. I think he played very well. He had 5 punts, 2 went inside the 20-yard line. He is very consistent. He's always been very consistent. He separated himself that he could do this, because this was his first punting of the preseason. Because Hunter Nice did it all. It was the kicker and was the punter. So, Brian Anger showed he's very consistent. Can he just stay healthy? That's my hope. I'm really hoping for it. Last actual name would be Haru LaRue, and he performed very well. Now again, he played. He's been on rosters. He was on the San Francisco practice squad, on the LA Rams practice squad, and played in a little bit of preseason and played very well. And again, as I said, if Greg Zuerlein's not technically ready for week 1, but he'll be ready for week 2 or 3, you can survive with Haru LaRue. And the last one, I'm going to put first team defense. The Cowboys on first team defense played very well. They only gave up 7 points in the first half because they played the whole first half. They played very well. They did rotate the safeties in and out. So they did roll in Malik Hooker. They used KZ, Wilson, as I mentioned, Hooker and Curse. So it can work if the Cowboys do this correctly. Micah Parsons is obviously playing well. Jabril Cox, who should probably be on the good, he played very well as well. Played 4 tackles, 1 for a loss. Played very well. Now to the bad. Special teams penalties. The Cowboys have to figure out how to stop special teams penalties. You can't play well with a special team penalty because you keep just getting pushed back. That's something you have to work on. You just have to. Second off, and actually first name is Simi Fehoko. Simi Fehoko, I understand he's a rookie, but he's got to understand when you have one spot potentially to be the 6th best receiver on this team, and you make the team compared to either just making the practice squad or not making the team at all, you're that close. You have to find a way to play well. It's going to be Simi Fehoko's job to find that. Maybe, hopefully against the Jacksonville Jaguars, he plays better and that he can split himself from the pack between, because right now I truly believe it's between him, Brad Smith, Reggie Davis, and maybe Osiris Mitchell. Again, also with Osiris Mitchell, we need to see a little more out of him because he hasn't been on the field a lot. Next up would be Garrett Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert he played okay. He wasn't great, but he played okay. But he fumbled the ball. You can't fumble. You can't. The Cowboys have to find a way to stop turning the ball over, stop making these mistakes. It doesn't work. Next up would be probably the worst performance I've ever seen, Ben Danucci. Ben Danucci, I think, just found a way to play himself off the roster. I mean, it was terrible. It was just awful. I watched this game. The Cowboys were winning. The Cowboys are winning. And he finds a way to throw 3 interceptions, the one goes for a pick 6. You can't do that. And they're not even close. They're not even close. They're bad throws. Like, it doesn't help. And again, he enters he has another game where he has to go for a game-winning drive. And he doesn't do it because he throws an interception. And that's the problem with Ben Danucci. He's just not a good football player. Now, granted, can he make the practice squad? Possibly. But I would not be surprised if he's cut tomorrow. I won't be. Because he hasn't showed me anything to say, this guy deserves to be on the roster. He just hasn't. The closest thing to that would probably be Arizona. But even that is a stretch. I just don't think he deserves to be the quarterback of America's team or even be on the roster of America's team. He's just not a good football player. But now, if he makes the practice squad, that's different. But I just don't see it. And last, turnovers. The Cowboys can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over like this. You can't expect to have 4 turnovers and win a game. The one team I saw had 4 or more turnovers and won a game was back in 2015 when the Denver Broncos played the San Diego Chargers at that time. Now the LA Chargers. But when they played the Chargers in Denver, the Broncos turned over the ball 5 times. Then they had Peyton Manning come in and he rescued the day. You can't afford to do that though. You can't turn the ball over 4 to 5 times and expect to win. It doesn't work. So, again, that's what I'm saying about Ben Danucci. You can't throw 3 interceptions and expect to win. Especially when you're up. That doesn't work. So, in my opinion, Koopa Rush made a play to be on this roster. And again, in my opinion, Ben Danucci made a play to get off this roster. But what do you guys think? What do you think about Ben Danucci's performance?